Mortal Kombat is one of the most recognizable names in all of gaming today. Getting its start in the arcades of 1992, the Mortal Kombat franchise has received another 11 games since then, with its most recent release being Mortal Kombat 1, which came out September 14, 2023, a little over 31 years after the release of the first game. Mortal Kombat is well known for many things, including its intense fighting gameplay, its cartoonish levels of violence, its deep and complicated storylines, and its diverse cast of over 100 characters. But not every character is meant for the player to freely enjoy playing with. Some characters are bosses with strength not meant to be wielded by players. Some characters are secrets that are fought very few times under very specific circumstances. And some characters are locked into the story mode when the roster simply doesn't have the space for them in standard gameplay. Today, we will be discussing the history of these NPC exclusive fighters that players were unable to choose, and see what they have to bring to the table. The very first unplayable sub-boss in the Mortal Kombat franchise is Prince Goro of the Four-Armed Shokan race, who is Outworld's ace in the Earthrealm-shaped hole in the final Mortal Kombat tournament. In terms of fighting capabilities, Goro is not meant to be a fair fight, having powerful hits with damage potential unmatched by any other fighter. Besides his immense power, Goro is a very rudimentary fighter with very few moves at his disposal. He was brought to life by stop-motion animation, so his move pool had to be limited. He has one basic punch attack to serve as his only standard button. His special moves are now signature moves of the Shokan, with the ability to throw fireballs and jump on their opponents activated by singular button presses. Using Super Nintendo mods, we can see that Goro is a very limited fighter, but the tools that he does have access to hit incredibly hard, cementing his role as a sub-boss. Goro does appear as a playable fighter in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, giving players a taste of his immense power with a less limiting move pool, along with the addition of a new Spinning Punch special. All of Goro's specials remain staples of him and the Shokan as a whole to this day. The evil shape-shifting sorcerer Shang Tsung served as the primary villain of the first Mortal Kombat game and was a very strange character. He was both very limited and very diverse as a fighter. He had few animations and no regular moves, only having a barrage of fireballs. However, the rest of his buttons correspond to every character in the game, allowing him to transform into and gain the moveset of any character desired, including Goro. He returns as a playable fighter in the second game, retaining his fireballs and the ability to turn into any other character to gain their moves, with both of these aspects returning in later games as his own signature moves. No wonder why "Your soul is mine" is such an iconic line. The sub-boss of Mortal Kombat 2 is another Shokan fighter by the name of Kintaro. Though he is very visually distinct from Goro, having tiger print skin, he is basically identical to Goro in terms of special moves, while having more fiery animations, as the Tigrar subspecies of Shokan are masters of pyromancy. He is once again playable in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, but has made very sparse appearances since then. The primary villain of both Mortal Kombat 2 and the various releases of Mortal Kombat 3 is the iconic Emperor of Outworld, Shao Kahn. Hell-bent on conquering Earthrealm, Shao Kahn was originally dubbed as a god, and was the canonical voice of the franchise, with iconic lines such as
"Finish him! Fatality!"
and
"You suck!"
In most of his appearances, Shao wields a hammer and spear, with the latter not seeing much gameplay until Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011. Like all bosses, he too is playable in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and is just as powerful as you expect. His moveset differs between the first two games he appears in, as Mortal Kombat 2 shows him using a spear throw attack, whereas in Mortal Kombat 3, he has a lot more brute force attacks, like grabs and charges. The sub-boss of Mortal Kombat 3 is the very unique Centaurian fighter, Motaro. This raging beast has powerful attacks that are also quite annoying, such as a grab, a multi-shot tail blast, and the ability to teleport. He is also immune to projectiles, making zoning a non-option. Due to his quadrupedal nature, Motaro has made very few appearances beyond Mortal Kombat 3, but he appears in Mortal Kombat 1 as a cameo fighter, retaining his special moves, and even recontextualizing his projectile immunity as a reflecting energy barrier. He is, of course, playable in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, where he is just as powerful as his sub-boss appearance, being able to tear through opponents at lightning speed. He is also playable in Armageddon, though in order to fit within the confines of the game, he was made into a bipedal minotaur, which was explained by a curse from Shiva. Goro reappears in the final Mortal Kombat arcade game, Mortal Kombat 4, as, yet again, an unplayable sub-boss. As with all characters in Mortal Kombat 4, he has no unique combo strings, and his special move pool is very similar to his previous appearances, with his immense power making him notoriously cheap to fight. He was playable in the console releases of Mortal Kombat 4 and Gold via entering a code on the hidden character select screen, where you were allowed to be as scummy as the CPU when fighting the AI, or your unfortunate friend who agreed to play Mortal Kombat Gold with you.